In this video, I'm gonna help you guys get that modal jazz sound in 3 steps. If you wanna go further, you can check out any of my lessons in Chase's Guitar Academy. We have an awesome masterclass coming up with Dan Wilson, modal jazz for the modern jazz guitarist, as well as a bunch of my lessons on So What and other modal jazz tunes. So one big aspect of modal jazz, basically the first thing you need to do to try and get closer to that sound, is change some of your chord voicings. Now most chords are built in thirds. So if we take something like a C major chord, we have a C, and then we go up a third to go to E, up another third to get to G, maybe even up another third to get to B, to make a C major 7, let's say. And that works for most chords. We build them in thirds. One thing that's different about modal chords, modal voicings, is that we build them in fourths. So that's the first step here. We're gonna take a D minor and we're gonna build it in fourths, starting on D. So D, go up a fourth is G, up a fourth is C, up a fourth is F. So this is a D minor 11. We have the root, the flat third, the flat 7, and the 11th, the G. So that first voicing, so instead of playing your D minor, like maybe like this, D minor 7, take off that ring finger and you get this fourth voicing. Okay, well, what are we gonna do with this voicing to not just be playing this the whole time? What you can do with this is you can start to move it up across the fretboard, staying within the scale. And we're gonna look at this as like a D Dorian or C major scale notes. So no accidentals, no sharps or flats. So we take that voicing. Each of these notes just moves up to the next note in the scale. So D goes up to E, G goes up to A, C goes up to D, and then F goes up to G. And we get E minor 11. And we keep doing that. So we get D minor 11, E minor 11, F major 7, sharp 11. You get this, it's like a G sus with a third, A minor 11, B minor 11. This really weird one, I kind of think about this like G13, but with a C in the root. It's a little awkward on that last one. So all of these voicings moved up. And now when we're comping or playing through this, we have different places to go. So if this is just D minor the whole time, like we're playing over So What, you can even go like, starting to play with little melodies in addition to comping the chords. So after you've done that, what I want you guys to do is make sure you know your D minor pentatonic in the position of any of these voicings. So for D minor, play your D minor pentatonic. As you're moving up, just make sure you know where your D minor pentatonic would be. Right? Oh, here, first position. The reason this is helpful is if you're soloing with D minor pentatonic, say I'm soloing up here, I can hit that chord voicing that I know. So you can hit all of these voicings every time you land on a note that's holding, then you play the voicing that we just discussed. Okay, so you've done your pentatonic. The last thing I'm going to suggest for getting more of a modal jazz sound comes from what Miles Davis does in his solo on So What, which is playing with triads. So using triads in your soloing ideas. Now what he does in this over D minor, in addition to playing over the D minor triad, which we expect coming from that minor pentatonic, is using a C major triad over D minor. So let's take this D minor right up here, right? He'll use the notes in C major triad, so C, E, G. And the reason this works is the C is the flat 7, the E is that 9th, which sounds really good, and the G is the 11th. So we get some of these notes that we're looking for. And with modal jazz, what you'll hear in a lot of the solos is that they target the 9th and the 6th. They like landing on those notes because it gives a nice tension that sets up a lot of the modal sound. We want to have our pentatonic notes, our minor pentatonic notes, and we want to go into the 9th or the 6th as sort of a landing place. You heard me do that a little bit here when I was playing over D minor pentatonic. I land on the 6th with my voicing. You could land on the 9th. as another option. On the soloing side, think about D minor pentatonic and then just add in this E as the ninth or the sixth, the B, and then you'll be really adding a lot of modal jazz sound. So this works all for D minor, and just move it up or down depending on what key you're playing in, but D minor covers you for a lot of the modal jazz tunes, talking about So What or Impressions. If you guys want to go even further, check out Chase's Guitar Academy in the link below. We have a whole bunch of lessons on modal tunes, on vocab. It's the only place you can also get monthly master classes with some of these world-class jazz guitarists on the scene right now. This month it's Dan Wilson. Next month we have John Story, and just a whole slew of guys lined up for the next year. So you can sign up below. It's less than half of the cost of a private lesson. I'll see you there.